Hello and welcome to ThisConnect. It's time to stop the teasing. It's time for us to share with you the next phase of MotorInc.
Coming from the Marwadi, it clearly means he wants your money.
If you have snacks, I'll take snacks as well. Okay.
You cannot build snacks. What is wrong with you?
Okay.
No. Okay, let's get serious.
We've spent the last couple of weeks talking about something that's coming up. That is here. MotorInc, which you can live with, that goes with you, travels with you on your phone as a home for all the conversations that we've had, and now you all can have.
I know you're
is
very
here.
proud of it, but you just made it sound like I will be living in their pocket.
Practically
That's
at their
not.
beck and call.
This is not the way to promote your app. We have an app. This is not the way to promote your app. My Shumi will live in your pocket. People will not download it. What is wrong with
Are
you?
you mad? You can go ahead.
Okay, here's why you should download the app. Karthik will also be in your pocket with me.
Doesn't have the same ring to it. Okay, so
Karthik,
that's
why an app? Why did we build an app? Everybody's building an app.
one sec. I'm gonna go right back to the start. What you said in reboot.
A movement about movement. What? Move better. A conversation. MotorInc was always a conversation. Move better. And we are a movement about movement.
Perfect. Now you see, all of those ideas you have experienced through the conversations that we've had here in terms of videos. But this wasn't, that was phase one. That was the first part of the motoring chapter. Fair to say that?
How many phases are there, Karthik? I'm scared.
You have to tell.
No, but yeah, that was phase one. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was phase one. It was us stepping out of a zone that we'd been in for almost 2 decades. For
Yeah.
you, 2 decades?
More than 2 decades. I'm so much older than him.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
for bringing
me,
that up.
Almost 2 decades. So it was stuff that we'd been doing, we were comfortable doing, but we always had this sense that maybe we could push ourselves a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Maybe we could make things a
Yeah,
little
the
bit
idea
better.
was we were in a routine, and routine by itself is not necessarily a bad thing. But the first time we had a chance to sit and think about our routines, we realized it wasn't the greatest routine ever, right? That we had the opportunity to rethink a lot of the stuff that we did. And you can see that in the way our videos, you say, feel different from usual, right? We set out to be helpful. We set out to be inspirational in the sense of, would you do more with your vehicles, please, rather than just be on the phone the whole time, for example. And you found that inspirational enough to say, this is some of the best stuff you've seen. That's not our goal, honestly. We don't want to be best in the world, but if that's the side effect that happens, that's okay, fair enough. But what we wanted to do is, can we show you a positive, clear light that says it's not just about being online, it's about being with your vehicles, doing stuff with your vehicles, doing stuff with your life. And that is where it began, where we realized making videos sitting on YouTube is a good start, but it can't be the end all and be all of everything. We need to do more.
Yeah.
Right?
So from reboot, from all the ideas from there, it was very clear that we had to have very real conversations amongst ourselves with you so that we could lead better lives.
Yeah.
We could enjoy the vehicles that we have, what we have with us right now. We could enjoy that better, make our lives better. That was always the goal. So the conversations we've had up till now have been great, but there was always in this journey as well, it was that sense that this has to be better. We
Yeah.
should be able to have better conversations.
Yeah. And it just felt disorganized, you know? It's like 5 people are asking me whether they should buy this bike or not. Means I have to answer the same question in 5 different places and nobody can see each other's answers. Right? And when 2 of them have the exact same problem, let's say because the family structure is the same, they can't see each other and help each other at all because it's just too disorganized, too diffuse, and it's happening on a daily basis, right? It's been a real struggle to stay on top of this, because you have to remember, you're asking a question, I am facing 2000 of those like every week, right? And I'm trying to make sense of it, and it becomes harder and harder and harder as it becomes more popular. And you can see it in our comments. A lot of you have said, MotorInc is so awesome. I wish it had a much larger audience. And that scared both of us immediately, saying, nahin, then we can't have this conversation.
Honestly, when we have threaded comments, right? Like when you would have asked a question saying, should I buy this or that? My budget is this. And we are short of information about how to really advise you. And we'll write back to you. We are internally, it's like, oh no, this is terrible because this conversation, we don't know how it's going to get completed.
Yeah. And if
right?
you answer,
It feels terrible.
If you answer within the next 15 seconds, chances are it'll get completed.
Yeah.
But if you were to come back to this 3 days later, no way, no hope that we'll ever find this conversation again, right? So one, we said it's disorganized. So we need organization. One, it's very difficult to keep track of these conversations. How do we keep track of these conversations? And three, how do I get you to help each other as much as we can help you, so that this is not a Shumi and Karthik broadcast to people, which is a good place to start, but it can only be that. Because look, if you've lived with car A for 30,000 kilometers, Karthik and I will never know that much about car A. We will know from the tester's side what the pros and cons of this car are, especially versus rivals. But what is it to live with that car? That knowledge only you have. But they sold 30,000 of those cars in the last 10 years, which means there is a massive database of information sitting there which other people can use to decide whether it's worth buying or not. It's just disorganized. And the whole point of the app is to organize that information into something that you can use to buy the car, to live with the car, to make all of the decisions that come after you've acquired your vehicle, including what to do with it.
So we have in the app a section called as Garage, right? Where, like, for instance, Shumi has always been vocal about the vehicles that he's had, how he's invested in them in terms of how he's bought them or how he's accessorized them or what he's used them for. And at each point shared the money, the effort, etc. So you've had access to his garage. Now imagine if all of us could provide that kind of clarity about our experiences with our vehicles.
Yeah.
Imagine what a difference it would make to what we do with them, when we do stuff with them, and how we choose them.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, one part of the idea, right? The garage is something, so we as individuals come together to enable all of us.
Yeah.
So the garage is one small part, but such a crucial part to, like, imagine if I could put up my Busa in my garage and say, this is what I've spent. This is available to all for my services, etc. Knowing that this is what the service cost of a Busa is at a Suzuki service center versus if I get it done somewhere else.
Yeah.
It provides so much clarity for you as somebody trying to live with your vehicles better.
And clarity at multiple levels, okay? Today, the problem is a lot of the social media platforms, you know that the information you're reading, you're a little bit doubtful of because you don't know if you're reading an actual human being. You're reading a human being who has a peripheral opinion on the subject, which is he browses the internet a lot and he happens to have an opinion on the subject, doesn't have anything physically to do with that particular subject or vehicle. And their actual owners. And then there are bots whom the manufacturer or somebody, in one case, in our case, there was a situation like this where bots came and we took it up with the manufacturer. Turns out it was one of the dealers doing it. The manufacturer had nothing to do with it. They had to tell the dealer to stop doing it. Right? What if we said, no, we will put up the guardrails required to make sure that when an opinion is offered, it can't come from a bot. When it's coming from a manufacturer, you'll know it's coming from a manufacturer. And yeah, okay, they have a sales and a marketing task to do. We're going to let them. But we're going to mark it out as, no, this is a promoted idea in the sense there is a vested interest behind this. But everybody else who shows up, you'll be able to see whether they own that particular vehicle and therefore have a reason to have that opinion or not, so that everything you read has a purpose and has a back. The back tells you how important you take that piece of information or not. If you remember, there was a ThisConnect episode quite a while ago where I said every time somebody offers an opinion, if you want to really, really figure out what to do with it, you have to first ask, how does this person know?
Correct.
You remember we were talking about nuclear power and unclear power. You remember this episode?
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, the whole idea was that if I tell you about bikes,
battery
okay, you
technique,
can probably trust me. I know a little bit about it. When I tell you nuclear fusion is better than fission or the other way around, you should not trust me. I don't know enough. And what we did in the app is we went after this idea saying, yes, you can offer your opinion, no stress. People should be able to vote on your opinion saying this is useful or not useful, but you should be able to validate whether this person has a reason to have a good opinion on this particular subject or not too. So it's, therefore, I think in my head, it's more like a tool than a social media thing where you're taking selfies and posting selfies, right?
Yeah. I think that's also part of where the MotorInc app comes in, because we're not who we were 10 years ago. We're different. We're different. We've changed. And I think it's important for us to have partners in our journeys rather than distractions on our journeys. And the idea of the MotorInc app is to enable you and to empower you and not take away your time and add to the effort of leading your life with your vehicles and leading your life basically, right? So the idea is for it to be a partner in your life rather than to be a distraction.
And not a constant nagging partner.
Hmm.
No, really, think about it, right? We had the opportunity to spam you on YouTube, right? We could produce a video every 30 minutes. Nothing is stopping us from doing it. We could have community post every 6 minutes. Nothing stopping us from doing it. And we always said the same thing. There's enough noise in your lives, and we don't need to be part of that noise, right? We were told to speak much softer, including me, because we said there's enough noise in their lives. You just calm down, man. They need calm and space a lot more than they need somebody else screaming some advice at them.
Right.
And the app is designed exactly the same way. And that's why I keep returning to the idea it's a tool, right? If you own a fancy set of spanners, 364 days in a year, they don't even come out of the toolbox.
Right.
And one day when there is a critical bolt that is loose, you'll take the spanner, tighten the bolt, you'll be done. To me, our app is a little bit more useful than that because the spanner does only one thing, but it is a tool. So we don't expect you to be on the app constantly, mindlessly consuming content. It's not designed for you to do it. I think initially there will be a phase when you'll be exploring the app. I mean, it is your app and you'll spend a lot of time on it. But eventually you'll find that once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, you'll come, you'll see something, and hopefully it'll inspire you to do something. Correct. And the do will immediately mean phone down, app closed. We are out in the real world doing something. We've won. If we can inspire you to ride a little bit more, drive a little bit more,
help each other out a little bit more, that'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
So for that, there is a very crucial component.
What?
Circles.
What is circles? You explained so much better than me, Karthik, when it's about human beings trying to communicate with each other. I'm the antisocial guy, remember?
Yeah, the chattier antisocial guy.
There were so many people who identified with that. Go read the comments on that. Lots of people said they are also chatty and antisocial.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Now, okay. So circles is the space where we can all talk to each other. Now, whether it's many to many, one to many, or one on one, that's the choice we get to make now, right? And this is how we can. There are tools built in, so you can actually ask for help. You can look for solutions that other people may have tried. So all of that is part of circles, like Shumi was saying, right? This is meant to be a tool. It's supposed to help you out. And so even in that, the idea is that you get what you want in terms of answers, in terms of solutions, so you can go out and do stuff better.
Yeah, and it's collaborative and cooperative and therefore non-competitive. So we've pulled out the idea that says my circle is bigger than yours.
Oh shucks, I've forgotten about that element altogether.
Of course.
Yeah.
Think about it, right? If we were to open a circle saying Shumi circle and Karthik circle, then immediately people say, I'm in Shumi circle, it's smaller than Karthik's, but we are growing faster than you, and all of this drama is going to happen, right?
Ulta, he says.
Yeah, that's how sarcasm works, right? But the idea is, it's not competitive. It is completely cooperative and collaborative. And I think the key thing that we've learned about MotorInc is that there are people out there who are willing to cooperate, who are willing to collaborate, who are looking for that intelligence to bounce their ideas against. And it's just so diffuse that it's really difficult to find. We've done a lot of moderation work on YouTube already to make sure that the extra elements who could diffuse this conversation don't really come, including telling people that they don't belong on MotorInc. Please go away and watch somebody else's content as politely as possible. And when they didn't understand that, impolitely also, I'll admit. But on the app, the idea is we are building that community from the point of intelligence, collaboration, and cooperation first. And we are hoping that the first wave of you guys will set the culture so strongly that when this app becomes something larger and larger and larger, the culture will inform everybody else that collaboration, cooperation, respect is the key to working here, getting use out of this app, participating in the app, and help other people out, so that there is no moderation required. It is just how this culture works.
You know, when MotorInc started, it was a shock for us as well, right? Doing things so differently is not easy. But you have, through the time, the last 2 years,
Yeah.
you have come to see all the effort that's gone into creating these beautiful environments that we're working out of, these conversations that we're having, and you have inferred through that and told us. And we are grateful to be a part of something that you call not just the best in India, but the best in the world.
Mm.
Right? So all the people that you've thanked, whether it's uh, the art directors, the cinematographers, the editors, the lighting people, right? You've appreciated them. And at the same time, over these last 2 years, what you have seen, imagine all that effort, multiply it a bit more, and that has gone into creating this digital space that we're talking about. So the entire sensibility of MotorInc living in this now app, which is a huge space,
Yeah.
but the sensibilities, the ideas, and what drives us and what's driven us to create this has been the same idea. It has to be it has to be about maturity, it has to be about helpfulness, it has to be collaborative.
Yeah.
And the goal is, I mean, it's no different. We want this to be a great experience.
Yeah. We want you to move better.
And
We want you to be part of the movement about movement. You know, it's so hard. I've aged 2.5 years in the last 2.5 years doing this app, okay?
sorry.
Did I say 2.5 and 2.5? I meant 25 and 2.5. And my maths has become terrible as I become older and older and older. What are you laughing at? Don't laugh at old people, okay? This is not how collaboration and cooperation works. I will have you know.
You're cracking them. I'm laughing. Somebody's got to do that, right?
They're there, na? You guys are there, right? To do the laughing part, right? Also, I just wanted to point out, most parts of the app are free. And there are parts of the app that require subscriptions. We've not just been boilerplate responding to people who said, oh, the subscriptions are too expensive and I pay less for Netflix. We've heard you. And therefore, when you click that link and when you see the prices, I know you're going to be a little bit surprised, but there is no reason for us to try and get more and more money out of you. But remember, when we create content at this quality level, when we build an app, all of that costs a little bit of money. And we've said this, and again, it seems like a boilerplate response when people have said you're biased, you've taken money from either the manufacturer who we're appreciating or the manufacturer who we are not appreciating, so the rivals have paid us to not appreciate them. We've told you point blank every single time that we are fiercely independent and there are no hidden arrangements, promotions, sponsorships on MotorInc, right? So whatever you do with the app next is what's going to drive the app next. Right? And the reason why we're able to do it is because we decided not to rely on currently existent technologies and we decided to build them ourselves because it allows us to make them more sensitive to how tech works today, more flexible in terms of what we'd like to be able to do with it today and tomorrow. And it's a far more cost effective way than to buy solutions from somebody else because then they are earning your money. Right? Which is why you'll see the costs. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, including you students who have just pocket money. We get it. We understand the pressure. We understand the frustration you've had over YouTube saying we can't afford MotorInc's prices. We get it. That entire back catalog is there at a much, much lower price than before because of what we did for the last 2 years, which is to build the tech that we had to be able to bring the price down. There was just no other way to do it.
How much does a magazine cost today?
I don't know. I haven't bought one in years.
$200?
Oh, you have?
Okay.
Why?
$150, whatever it is. Think of that number, pick a number, and once this video is done, go and check out the subscription.
You're ruining the surprise.
No, I mean, just think about it. Will it be more? Will it be less?
Let them be surprised.
Okay, fine. Okay.
They won't be
will
able to afford popcorn in a theater at the prices. No, I'm not telling you anything.
Popcorn in a theater?
Yeah.
Gold prices, that is. Anyways.
I haven't seen a movie in 2.5 years. You know why. So
Because
don't
you
even
used
tell me about
25
popcorn
years.
prices. Also, you never took me.
Okay. We'll make plans on the MotorInc app to go watch a movie. Okay?
The movie circle. Kartikeya and Shumi's Saturday movies. I think it's a great idea.
Cine circle.
Don't even start, huh? I'm looking at you. Don't even... You're not going to comment saying this is a great idea. Let's do movies together. I'm telling you now, this is not going to happen.
I will take him for Rocky and Rani. You've not seen it, no? Still?
No.
Oh man.
This was a bad idea. We have to cut the movie circles thing out because this is definitely going to blow up. That's not what the app is about.
Yeah, sure. Now, there's some cars in the movie also. Very nice cars. Seriously.
So when we were deciding about how to price the app, right? We have feedback from you, right? People are saying we pay more for motoring than Netflix. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's not the goal. So we said what would be a reasonable price, and we thought half a liter of petrol would be a great reasonable price.
Just little while back, I was talking about magazines, giving that reference, and you said, "Oh, you're going to give the price."
Nobody reads magazines, Karthik. Have you seen the numbers?
What the hell, man? I could have told them the price, man. It's a kilo price. It's
What
a
is
good
the price?
You just said half a liter of petrol.
56 rupees.
Is that
No, we rounded it to 50. It's not actually 56 rupees. What are you talking with you? Who's going to give you 6 rupees change and all?
It's digital money, man. It doesn't matter.
Serious makes so much easier.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think now that he said it, 50 rupees a month is something that has taken a lot to arrive at, and that is the technology that has been built, all of which has been developed here in house at MotorInc. And like we were saying, there's a whole team that's been working at this for the last couple of years to make this happen. Because on the YouTube platform, a platform that is not owned by us, we have to also factor in those costs over there, which is why it's more expensive there. So we'll be able to offer you better value here as well, and more stuff to do as well on the app. So there is a lot that you'll get on the app other than just the videos.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
just want to clarify, you can't actually pay us in petrol. That's illegal. Here's half a liter of petrol. Now show me app for. No, that's not going to happen. You still have to have Indian currency, rupees, until we figure out international currency, and then okay, chalo. If you live in Qatar and still want to watch our content, yes, I know who you are. I get it. There is somebody in Qatar, bichara. They've been trying to subscribe and it's not working. So we have to solve that problem. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've also been aware that there are other tools that you like to use which are becoming difficult for you to use. For example, background play, where you'd like to listen to something like this in the background while you do other stuff. Many of you have taken to telling us what you do while you're listening to us, which was not very welcome. Thank you very much. We didn't need those images in our heads, but functionality, it'll be there from day one. You will be able to take the app, play something, and then leave it in the background while you do other stuff.
All right. What next then?
After the app, I think we have to do meetups. First, it was you watch us on YouTube and leave a comment. Now it is, let's do this together, be on the app.
I was just going to say that, okay, this is the last episode of ThisConnect. A little bit of chill out.
Chat with each other. And the next, obviously, is then to physically meet, because what's the point of doing all of this if we don't go and meet the people who we are having a conversation with? Not in the movie circle, though. I'm telling you. That's not going to happen.
We'll do a meetup circle.
No, we'll meet up. I'm sure we'll meet up. I think it is very, very important that we meet up, but not movie circle and all. You know, realize.
I think the first thing we should chat about is, where do we meet up?
Not at the movie theater. That much is clear. That's 3 hours in the darkness looking at something else. No.
No, I think that's a good one. I would like to know where to meet up. It should be a good ride.
No. Not the first time. We don't know them that well.
I mean, for us, it should be a good ride. Are you planning to drive down? I mean, fly down.
We will drive and ride separately until we find that core group in there who we trust and who we can actually ride with. There's your incentive to learn to ride better and drive better. But initially, we'll ride our own. They'll ride their own. Eventually, we'll find a point of confluence.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It should be a good destination. That's it. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Turbe. I think scenic Turbe is a great destination.
खिड़की खिड़की के आगे पहाड़ पहाड़ के ऊपर waterfall.
See?
उसके बीच में industry.
Way to sell it.
हाँ. ठीक है.
So Karthik, shall we go download the app now? I'm kidding. It's already on my phone. Come on. You really think we're going to download the app now? We've had it for weeks, okay? It's one of the advantages of working inside the app. But I think if you want to try the app out, you should hurry. And hurry only because in the next few days, we can't allow everybody on the app just yet. A lot of servers are being tested. A lot of systems are being tested. As the systems prove more and more stable and reliable as the traffic grows, we will be able to accommodate more and more and more people. So the only reason to rush in is it's an empty apartment block and you're going to find any home you like. But as it fills up, then obviously the homes become fewer and fewer. Obviously, it's an infinite apartment block, so there will always be space. But the prime homes, they'll be gone by then.
Wow.
As it happens on all social media. Think about it, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
remember
I
there
know.
was a colleague of ours, I think, when I was, and his username on Twitter was something like a 5-letter word,
Oh,
like
really?
@Vivid.
Uh,
How did he get that? Somebody at Twitter emailed him first saying, we're doing this new thing. You sign up and get a good username and keep.
right.
But @Vivid later, he was using it, so it was fine. Other people sold that for money, which obviously we won't let you do. But that's the whole charm of being first,
He's
right?
using FOMO on you guys, okay?
No. Don't feel like you're missing out at all. Don't feel like you're missing out at all. The intelligence of the conversation is not connected to your username at all. At all. If my username was @GarrulousOldMan, I would still make exactly as much sense as I normally make or not. It doesn't change a thing. I'm just saying, currently there is a traffic restriction. We can't take on everybody. So if you'd like to be in the first way, there is a reason for you to hurry. That's it. Do not feel FOMO at all. The app is going up and up and up, but it's not going anywhere. It'll still be there.
Okay.
And maybe don't tell your friends about it just yet. We'll keep it a secret between us. Once you're super confident, we've got the usernames that we want. We've had the initial interactions, where the room is really small and we can get really close interactions. When you and I are regulars, then we'll tell other people.
Have you seen this?
Think about it like this, right? When they first said this is ready, Karthik and I got to pick our usernames. We were 2 people in a room of 2, picking from an infinite
I
possible
didn't get to choose. He got to choose.
numbers of usernames, right? Right? You see what I mean? Yeah.
Cool. So what next? So we're done with ThisConnect now.
For this season, yeah. I mean, somebody's got to work on the app also, yeah. We can't sit here in the room and talk the whole time.
Yeah.
No, but it'll be back. Last time, how much of a break did we take? 3 months, 4 months, something like that. I think.
It's long enough.
So roughly, I think somewhere January 2025 or so. By when the ice age would have ended and the electrics will be... No. We'll still be in the same place discussing new stuff.
Nice. Take care.
More questions?
No, not for me. Okay. So yeah, I think we're done. Go out, download the app, let us know.
So 3, 2, 1, connect to the internet. Download the app.
Yeah, correct. 3, 2, 1, connect. This one will be different.
So disconnect from ThisConnect, but connect to the app. Get it? Is that clear enough?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1.
Connect.
What he said. And now 3, 2, 1. Disconnect.